Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Pisces, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Pisces, let's get started. How does Pisces currently view this relationship? So we do have the Knight of Pentacles. We do have the Seven of Pentacles. And then we also have the Lovers out here. Could be dealing with a Virgo, possibly a Taurus, maybe even a Gemini. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But I do see you very, very interested in someone. With the Seven of Pentacles, that's kind of telling me that this relationship between the two of you, it is definitely growing, I would say, at a very rapid pace. But it kind of looks like whoever this person is that you currently find yourself talking to / getting to know / dating, whatever have you, like I said, it's just somebody that you're really interested in. I don't really see you interested in anybody else but this particular person that you currently find yourself connecting with. So with that being said, I don't feel like you're talking to anybody else or dating anybody else but this person. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship with Pisces? Okay. Well, for starters, you're very, very different from what this person's accustomed to essentially dealing with. This relationship between the two of you is going to take some getting used to. I just don't feel like this person's used to dealing with people like you, to be completely honest. You know, the fact that you're so nice to them, the fact that yeah, the fact that you're very, very nice to them is kind of like a new experience, I would say, for this individual. Maybe they're used to dealing with a bunch of douchebags. That's a possibility. But I keep getting like you're very, very nice to this person. Very, very nice to this person. And I just don't feel like they're used to dating anybody who's as nice as you are, is basically what I'm getting. You know, this person basically kind of perceives you, you know, as somebody who's very thoughtful, giving, generous, you know, things of that nature. I feel like this person's finally getting what it is that they've always wanted within a person, within a relationship. I just kind of feel, you know what I mean, like this is going to take some getting used to, because I feel like this person's used to dealing with people who are like the complete opposite of you. They're used to dealing with people who are not thoughtful, who are not considerate, who are not nice to them. I feel like, unfortunately, this person's used to dealing with a bunch of douchebags. So yeah, this is going to take some getting used to. I will say that. It's going to take some getting used to. How does Pisces currently feel? So we do have the Magician, we do have the Nine of Cups, and then we also have the Hermit. I like the way that this person, this relationship makes you feel, though. Like, this person, this relationship, it makes you feel loved, it makes you feel seen, it makes you feel wanted. It's also very inspiring to you. Like this person, this relationship, it inspires you to want to become the best version of yourself that you could possibly be, not only for yourself but also for this person. So I like it. You know, I also like the fact that this is somebody who brings a lot of happiness and a lot of joy into your life. Now this person's in your life, you feel you have something to look forward to, so that's another thing too. I just kind of feel like overall, I mean, you're kind of looking at this person like, yo, like this person might just be the one for me. Okay. How does this person currently feel? Yeah, you are very, very different from this person's ex, is basically what I'm getting. And I think that that's what causes this person to feel so like blessed and fortunate enough to have someone like you in their life, because they know what it's like to deal with somebody who's like the polar opposite of you, somebody who treats them like shit, somebody who doesn't respect them, somebody who doesn't go out their way to do nice things for them. Like, you know, somebody, you know, like you is something that they've been praying for and waiting for. Now that you're, you know, finally here, I mean, they're extremely happy about it. They're extremely happy about it. Extremely happy about it. But man, with the Nine of Swords coming out here, to the Five of Pentacles, to the Tower, and the Tower is linked to the Devil, it's not necessarily a good sign. That's kind of telling me that prior to this person meeting you, they were in a very toxic and unhealthy relationship that brought them a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. It also held this person back from accomplishing and achieving a lot of things in life. I don't know, dude. I just feel like you're like a breath of fresh air to this human over here, because they know what it's like to deal with like the polar opposite of you. Like, you're the type of person that's going to push this person to become the best version of themselves that they could possibly be. This other individual is going to, you know, was always that type of person to like dim their light. You know what I mean? Like, you're just so freaking different, you know? Oh, okay, I'm gonna grab that card that fell, but hold on. What actions will Pisces take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Ace of Swords, and then we do have the Seven of Swords. Let me grab the card that fell, 1 second. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords, Ten of Wands. Okay, so in regards to how you plan on moving forward, I am definitely getting that there's something that you need to tell this person, but you're not entirely sure, you know, if you should, is basically what I'm getting. Okay. Okay. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands, we have the Chariot, we also have the Four of Swords, and then we also have the Strength card out here. Okay, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Devil. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk. When it, all right. So when it comes down to what you need to tell them, I do feel like it does have a lot to do. Okay, let me rewind. Let me explain this a little bit better. As far as this person's past is concerned and the things that they've been through, I do see them being very open, honest, and transparent with you when it comes down to what this person from their past basically put them through. Let's just say, for example, this person that they were dealing with in the past, you know, would call them out of their name, and this person turns around and tells you, yeah, like when I was with this person, like, you know, they used to call me the B word all the time. They used to call me out out of my name all the time, right? Well, there's a possibility, you know what I mean, that you yourself could have definitely done that in a previous relationship, where you could have called somebody out of their name, you know what I mean? Now, do I see you wanting to turn around and, you know, admit to this person, you know what, yeah, I used to do that to my ex all the time, you know? No, I don't really see you doing that, because it just doesn't really benefit you in this entire situation to turn around and tell this person, you know what, yeah, I used to do that, you know what I mean? Yes, I used to do that too, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there's something, not saying that you used to do that, Pisces. I'm not saying that you used to do that. You used to call your ex out of their name. I'm not saying that you used to do that. I'm just using this as an example, okay? Because there's something that this person is telling you that they went through in their previous relationship that their ex did that you do, if that makes any sense. So, like, again, using that whole example, you know, like, you know, maybe this person's ex used to call them out of their name, you know, all the time. And maybe that's something you used to do in your previous relationship because you were really angry and upset, you know what I mean? But I just don't see you being honest with this person. Like, I don't see you being honest with this person. I don't see you being honest with this person. Because there's something that this person's ex used to do that you do. And whatever it is that this person's ex used to do was one of the issues that they had within their relationship, but it just so happens to be something you do as well. I just don't see you telling them like, oh, well, I mean, by the way, just thought to let you know, but I know that, you know, your ex used to do this, that, and the third, and I'll be honest with you, I do it too, you know what I mean? Because it just doesn't benefit you to say something like that to them, because I think that you know what's going to end up happening if you do. They're not going to want to deal with you. And I think that's something that you want to avoid from happening. But see, that's my thing, is that it's going to eventually come out. So whatever it is that you're hiding from them, it's going to come out. It's going to come to the light. So it's like, let's just say this person's ex had like some type of addiction, for example. Let's just say that this person's ex had some type of addiction. That addiction was a major problem within their relationship and our marriage, right? Well, I see them telling you all about it. And instead of you taking that moment to say, yo, by the way, like, I kind of have that same problem myself, you know what I mean? You're not going to turn around and say anything like that, because in your head, you're over here thinking, well, shit, if I tell this person, like, they're not gonna want shit to do with me. Like, and I don't want that. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not gonna say nothing. But that's the thing, is that they're gonna eventually find out. They're gonna find out about this addiction. That's gonna be a major problem within your relationship, you know, with this person. Because if it was a problem in their previous relationship, it's gonna be a problem within their relationship with you. Because this person's ex was doing something that they didn't necessarily like, that caused a lot of problems between these two. And even though you're not admitting to this person, like, yo, by the way, I have that same problem, you're just like, no, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing, because then they're not going to want anything to do with me. So no, I'm not going to say shit. But they're going to eventually find out. And then that's going to be a real problem, because the same problem that they had in their previous relationship is the same problems now that they're having essentially with you. And they hold you to a much higher standard, by the way. They hold you to a much higher standard. The fact that you already are so different from this person's ex, it has them feeling like, yo, I fucking hit the lottery with this one over here. I'm never going to have to deal with anything I had to deal with, you know, with my ex. You know what I mean? So the moment they find out that y'all have something in common, like y'all have the same addiction, y'all got the same whatever, like, it's going to be a huge problem, because they hold you to a much higher standard. They do. Like, they expect you to be the best that they've ever had. You know what I mean? Because you already are. So the moment that the moment that they find out that you and this ex of theirs have the same freaking, like, problem, whether it's an anger problem, an addiction problem, whatever the case may be, like, they're not going to be too happy about it. Oh boy, are they not going to be too happy about it. They're not. Nope. Nope. Listen, I mean, granted, they don't know. But here's one thing I will say. This person is over the fucking moon happy with you. You know what I mean? This person feels like their wish is finally being granted. You know what I mean? They finally met the man of their dreams. They finally met the woman of their dreams. No complaints coming from this person whatsoever. You know, they basically feel like, okay, I've officially met the one. I'm so happy and over the moon. Yep. Basically, moral of the story. Moral of the story. Yep. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, this is just basically, and I hate to blow your spot up, Pisces, but this person is going to tell you something. Like, they're going to tell you, yeah, like, you know, my ex, they used to, like, do this and this and this and this and this and this. And, you know, that was the reason why we broke up, blah, 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 blah. You know, and when they tell you that, you know, I'm sorry, but I see you falling into this energy of shit. I do the same damn thing. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to fucking tell them that, because I think you already know what's going to happen if you do tell them. They're probably not going to want anything to do with you. And I think that that's what you're trying to avoid from happening, is them wanting nothing to do with you. So you're probably going to turn around and tell this person something along the lines of, oh, yeah, I don't do that. Psh, I do not. You don't got to worry about me, because I don't do this. I don't do that either. You know what I mean? And I think that they're going to fall for it. And I think they're going to believe you. But you're not going to be able to hide this. You're not going to be able to hide this. I mean, you guys are showing up as a King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles to the Emperor to the Empress. So that's kind of telling me there's going to come a point in time where you guys will share a home with one another. And once you share a home with one another, that's it. You know, that's literally it. You're not going to have no damn privacy. You know what I mean? Whatsoever, and neither are they. So you're not going to be able to hide this from them. Not for much longer. I mean, you might be able to hide whatever this thing is, because y'all live separately now. But once you guys do get a place together, because you guys will, because that's the direction in which this relationship is heading in, whatever it is that you're hiding from them that their ex just so happened to do too, you're not going to be able to hide it from them. You're not going to be able to hide it from them. And I think that when they do find out, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. Now, do I feel like it would cause a whole ending to happen? No, not really. Just a lot of fights and arguments, but I wouldn't say that it would cause like a whole ending to happen here between the two of you. I wouldn't go as far as to say all of that. No. Because in their eyes, when it comes down to you, the good outweighs the bad. You know what I mean? With this ex of theirs, it's like the bad really did outweigh the good. They had more than just one problem with this individual. So they're going to only find themselves probably having like 1 or 2 problems with you compared to this other individual where they had like 20 million problems with them. So yeah, I just kind of feel like the reason why you two are going to have a lot of fights and arguments is because when they did bring all this up to you initially at first, like, oh, me and my ex, we ended things because they were doing this, or they were addicted to that, or they used to do this and they used to do that. And the fact that you're not taking the time to admit right then and there, like, yo, by the way, I do that too, you know what I mean? Or I have that same addiction too. Like, you're just like choosing to not say anything. You're choosing to not say anything, basically. You're not saying anything. And then once they find out, you know what I mean, that you do, I guess, do exactly the things that, not exactly the things that this person's ex used to do, but like 1 or 2 things that this person's ex used to do, yeah, they're going to be pretty pissed off because they're going to wish you would have told them sooner instead of waiting until the last minute. And now y'all have like a whole life together and now they're finding all this out. Does that make sense? But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.